cord cutting, there's a kind of a prayer or blessing you say ahead of time. But basically, it involves having a conversation, much like you were talking about the atonement. It's really kind of a script. You basically tell the other person, you ask for them and their guides to come together with you and to cut cords of disempowerment between you. We all have cords of love and connection, also have mixed in with them cords of disempowerment, which is what creates dysfunctional relationships and things we can't get rid of, like you were describing. In this prayer process, we totally forgive the other person, and we ask and we bless them on their path, and we get to a place where we've said everything we need to say, and then we actually see the cords of disempowerment between ourselves and the other. And we imagine a powerful figure by our right side. The Archangel Michael is traditional, carrying a sword. And you take the sword from Michael and you cut all the disempowering cords that you see before you. And you take time to really look and see them, like where are they attached to you and the other person? How many are there? What are they made out of? And what happens when you cut them? Sometimes there's a reaction. The person will stagger back, or blood comes out, or sometimes there's no reaction. You just see what happens. And then once that is done, the process is completed by honoring them and blessing them on their path. And you start the whole thing, I say, is by filling you both up with unconditional love. And at the end, you just watch yourselves both fill up again with unconditional love, and they spiral off back from whence they came. And even though you may not say a word to this person, the relationship profoundly changes. I remember one client told me she'd never been married. She had a kid who was 15. Her mom was very close to her. And we cut cords with her mother, cords of disempowerment. 6 months later, she was married. She had no idea. Her mother did not want her to get married. Her mother just wanted her to be her companion forever. As soon as I cut cords of disempowerment, she's found the love of her life, and she got married. I only knew that because I was in the wedding reception. She said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you. If I hadn't cut cords of disempowerment, I would never be married."
Wow, that's really profound. Amazing. So,
yeah, there's all kinds of great tools.
Yeah, it reminds me of a family member who hasn't gotten married yet, and her mom relies on her very much.
That sounds like a really great example of cords of disempowerment. And what happens when we cut the cords of disempowerment is we give power back to the other person, as well as take our own power back for us. So it's actually a gift that empowers the other person. They can then take other steps. Or they might just be stuck in a karmic cycle where they're just going to keep doing the same old thing, and we can't do anything about it. That's their choice, even if it's painful.
So we don't do healings on people without their permission, at least their soul's permission, if we don't talk to them like over the phone.
Absolutely. And it would be totally unethical to do that without having permission, at least on a soul level.
Right, because you're messing with their free will.
Exactly.
Now, you mentioned cutting cords, but I've heard disintegrating the cords is actually a better thing. And words are powerful. So if we get more precise with our words, then we manifest a different reality. And I'm curious what you get about that when I say disintegrate the cord.
In the way that I've experienced cord cutting, it does disintegrate them. Like where they're cut, they just either withdraw back into the body or they disappear. It doesn't seem like much of a difference, but maybe there is a difference I could meditate on.
I think some people will hear cutting and they'll imagine it just getting cut. Here's this cord on one person and here's a cord on another person, and they're just dangling cords. But if they disintegrate, that's gone.
Yeah, I always ask them what happens after you cut it, and they pretty much always say something like it disappears or it goes back inside them. And we can certainly add in, just because why not, that it disintegrates them completely.